church of St Laurence stands on high ground overlooking the town of Frodsham in Cheshire. The structure that we still see standing here today was first built in 1180 AD. However, it's worth noting that in the year of 1209, one Ralph de Frodsham became the first vicar here at St Lawrence's. Now we know that St Lawrence's has served the people here in Frodsham since well before the Domesday Book, and it continues to support the people of the town even now in the 21st century. It's worth noting that in the year 1209 AD, one Ralph de Frodsham was here as vicar. Frodsham, the name continues, history in the making. What always catches my eye when I visit St Lawrence's here in Frodsham is this ancient stone coffin, or the remains thereof, including the lid, which is also in place but on the floor. Once ornately carved in fine detail, today it remains here in a poor state of preservation. This is one piece of the church's ancient history that I feel needs to be professionally restored and cleaned, and even taken into the church to preserve it for future generations. Every church has many tales to tell from its past history, some based on folklore and some based on fact. Well, here at St Lawrence's there's no exception, and it has a great story of the longevity of its parishioners. Now, if we're to believe everything that we read in the church records, then the church records hold a great story, for within those records there's a note of 4 very special burials. The first entry records that one Thomas Hoff died on the 13th of March 1592 at the age of 141 years old. That's correct, 141. He was followed the next day by Randall Wall, who was a sprightly 103. But this wasn't to be the end of such entries. For instance, on the 15th of April 1695, one Margaret de Knowles Helsby died aged 107. Another death of notable age happened on the 21st of November 1791 when Thomas Blaine died, aged 102. Well, it seems to me if you wanted a very long and happy life centuries ago, then Frodsham was the place to be. The church registers began here in the year 1558 and record many other interesting events, and it's records such as these that give us so much valuable information today. Now here in the churchyard we find on the south side of the church the ancient base of a stone cross. As ever, these bases were usually surmounted by a sundial, a practice often carried out in the 18th century. Well, here at St Lawrence's, as expected, I found one such sundial cast in copper and dated to 1879, but it replaces an earlier one dated to 1790. Almost every church that I visit tells me a story of past lives, beliefs and traditions, and today St Lawrence's has certainly lived up to that reputation. But at the same time, we must remember that we're privileged to be able to visit such sites, and it's worth remembering and respecting that these are the final resting places for loved ones from generations past.